So you've learned reverse box. You've learned synthetic division. Now you're going to learn long division. It's literally called long division because it's long. I'm going to have to write kind of small to be able to fit stuff. So let me reference this to when you learned how to do long division when you were a kid. You're like, it takes forever. It's so long. And you wanted to know, does this divide this? Is this a factor of this? Factor just means does it perfectly divide? So let's divide it. Let's see how much we remember. Some of us don't remember how to do long division. So we need to do how to do that in order to do fancy long division. So the first thing I do is I go 2 divided by 3, and I go 1. And then you multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. Bring down the 1. Okay. I know that some of you have learned long division like this, where you do 1, and then you just put the 1 down here and make that 12. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. Okay? But if you learned it this way, it's fine to do it this way, but I want to show you when I teach long division using polynomials, I'm going to teach it this way. Okay? So now we go, we went this times this, we get 2, we subtract, and then remember we bring down the next number. We don't bring down all the numbers, just the next one. And then we start again. 2 divided by 12, 6. Then you go 2 times 6, 12. Bring down the 7. 2 divided by 7. So we kind of go like that. 3 times 2. Subtract. Bring down the 9. 2 divided by 19. 9. Multiply. 18. 1. So is this a factor of this? No. Why? Because there's a remainder. What do you get when you divide this? 1639 and 1/2, or 1639.5. Okay? So now we're going to do it using long division. So the divisor goes out here, divided by x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now the difference between this one, let me scoot this over a little bit, and this is that there's only one thing, but here there's 2 terms. This is one thing that gets divided. This is only the first thing that gets divided. Okay? It's going to be a little weird. So what's the thing? Did we go 2 goes into all of this or just the first term? Just the first term. So all you're going to do is you're going to focus on that yellow x, and you're going to go x goes into x squared, x times. Just like we went. 2 goes into 3 one time. Then what did we do? We multiplied to get this. So now when we multiply, we're actually going to multiply it to both, because there's actually 2 terms. So I would get x squared minus 6x. And then what did we do after we got 2 times 1 is 2? We subtracted. The problem is this time there are 2 terms. So not only do I have to subtract this, but I have to subtract this. Change the signs. That's always going to be gone, or you made a mistake. I get 1x, bring down the positive 6. Now I start again. So notice how I went this divided by this, gave me that. Now I'm going to go this divided by this. I get plus 1. And now what do I do after I divide? Multiply. So I divide one of them, one term. I multiply both terms, and then I subtract both terms. Okay? So now I multiply. 1 times x is 1x. 6 times 1 is negative 6. Okay? I feel like I made a mistake somewhere, so I've got to figure out what the issue is. Hold on. Okay, copy down the problem wrong. That's minus 6 in the problem. So that's minus 6. Now we're good. Okay? So we divided 1. We multiplied both. And now we're going to subtract both. Change the signs for everything to the right. 0. Is this a factor of this? Yes, because the remainder is 0. What is that factor? X plus 1. Hey, look at that. X plus 1. Hey, look at that. X plus 1. Okay? Now, if we were doing this same problem by synthetic substitution, you would go p sub 6 equals 0. You plug in 0, 6, and see if it equals 0. 36 minus 30 minus 6, 6 minus 6 is 0. Yes, it is. Now, why didn't we just do this? It's a million times easier. Because all it does is it tells us one factor. And it just tells us if it's a yes or no. This one tells us it's a yes, this works, and here's another one. So it's a twofer. And some of you go, yeah, it's fine, I'll just keep doing it. But what if I ask you to pick the numbers, and you don't know the numbers? You're going to try 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then -1, then -2. So this only tells you if the one that you pick works. It won't give you more. And there's endless numbers. Okay? All right. Let's do this one by long division. X plus 3, 3x squared minus 4x minus 1. Now, we know that since there is a remainder of 38, that this is not a factor of that. But let's practice with long division. This first one gets divided. That's that highlighting there. That first one gets divided. So now I divide the first thing. X goes into 3x squared, 3x. Interesting, look at that. 3x, 3x. Now I divide 1, I multiply both. Multiply, multiply. Now I subtract both. Gone. -13x, and then bring down the -1. So I divided 1, multiplied both, subtracted both, brought down the -1. Now I stir and repeat. So start again. Now I divide this one. This goes into this, -13. Hey, look at that. I divided 1, multiply both. -13x minus 39, subtract both. Change the signs of everything to the right. 38. Ah, look at that. Is this x plus 3 divisible by this one? No. Why not? Because there's a remainder of 38. I mean, if you like long division the best, go for it, but woof, this is a workout for me. All right, let's do this one. 2x minus 1. Now remember in the previous problems we had to account for the zeros, the x squared and the x. We have to do the same thing. So 4x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 1. This is definitely one where I would watch it and then I would try it myself. If you just copy it, you're not going to get it. It's just not going to happen. I've never seen it. Well, I mean, this is the first time for everything. Divide the first one. X cubed from an x gives you x squared. Okay, now multiply both. Subtract both. Change the signs for everything to the right. Bring down the next thing. Okay, divide 1, multiply both, subtract both, change the signs, bring it down. Now, stir and repeat. And some of you go, why do you keep highlighting? I've noticed over the years a lot of the struggle is people don't know where to look next. Okay? So you're dividing 1, you're multiplying both, you're subtracting both, you bring it down, and then you stir and repeat. Okay? So this divided by this. I divide 1, multiply both. Subtract both, change the signs of everything to the right. Bring it down, start again. Look at that. 2x squared, I don't know where I even put the answer, plus x, which was what the previous one was. Okay, now divide. 2x goes into 1x. Some of you are like, what? Well, it does go in 1/2, don't you agree? Because this is half of that. And 2x times 1/2 is 1x. Oh, sorry. Divide 1, multiply both. Subtract, change the signs of everything to the right. -1/2. So is this a factor of this? No. Does it divide? No. This divided by this is this. Minus 1/2 over 2x minus 1. Okay? Which ends up being a hot mess. Don't worry about that one as much. It's just the process. Okay? So, now I think that's it. There is not going to be homework on this unless I decide something later.